Can you see the Jordan River from here?
You can see it. Remember that the level of the river has been dropped down because of the lack of flow of water. By the way, we are going to drive down through that road once we go down to the Dead Sea.
Jericho?
Jericho will be there. Before we start talking actually about the back area, I want you to look at the corner there. On the remember the incident that's been happened in the Old Testament when Moses has created the snake and he raised it on the pole upon the request of God in order to heal the bodies of the Israelites who were bitten by snakes. And you remember that during that time, the Israelites did shout to Moses to pray to God in order to heal their bodies. And that's actually what happens. And remember, this is not the place where this miracle been happened. It happens in Sinai Desert. That's why actually you might ask yourself why it was already kept here. The person who made that actually bronze serpent is an Italian artist. His name is Giovanni Fontoni. He made it in the year 1984. And he placed the snake here because actually he was inspired with the old incident that been happened in the Old Testament and the crucifixion of Jesus Christ in the New Testament. And he made a link in between the two cases where the same God who healed the bodies of the Israelites in Sinai is the same person who was already crucified on the cross to heal our spirits in the New Testament. And what happens is actually with the Israelites, because they kept murmuring, they kept actually rebelling against God's will, they have lost a lot of blessings. And they actually lost their opportunity to cross to the promised land across the Jordan River. And as you know from the old generation, none has crossed the Jordan River except two people, Joshua and Caleb bin Nun. Even Aaron and Moses, they couldn't be able to cross the Jordan River there. And from the new generation, the 12 tribes, the only tribes that been already crossed the Jordan River under the leadership of Joshua and Caleb bin Nun. He placed that snake here in order to remind us we are not better than the old people, the Israelites in the Old Testament. We are not better than the people who has actually lived at the age of Jesus Christ, because we are still committing the same sins. And in each day, we are losing a lot of blessings. Remember, in each actual sunrise, God is preparing a lot of blessings for His people. And sometimes we are closing our eyes, we don't listen, and we don't want actually to listen to His voice very well. That's why we are losing a lot of blessings during the normal days. And mainly from here, actually, eastwards, the promised land from here. There will be the northern part of the Dead Sea there, where the extension of the Jordan Valley goes to the north from there. The dark area, the greeny area, is the cultivated land at both banks of the Jordan River. Unfortunately, from here you can't see the Jordan River. The width of the Jordan River nowadays is 5 meters. But because of the lack of flow of water that comes from the north, from Yarmouk River, the level of water being dropped down. So all what you can see, the greeny area at both sides, from the eastern bank and from the western bank, which is actually from the other side you can face Jericho, from this side you can face Bethany, because Bethany and Jericho are opposite to each other. That's why once you go to Jericho, you can go to the bank of the Jordan River eastward our side. And mainly from here you can find actually on the right side in the corner there, the place where Moses did stand in, and he saw the promised land. The Ministry of Archaeology has created that chart there in order to direct the steps of the pilgrims to point to each city in the promised land. It gives you the direction, it gives you how much actually it is far from here, where the road from here will lead you down towards the Dead Sea, from where we are going now to drive down towards our hotel. And from that area, mainly once you reach to that place, you will point to all the cities in the promised land.